The Shade #9, written by James Robinson, art by Fraser Irving. Last issue was pretty much entirely wholesale separately from this. So picking up in this issue, we go with the Shade walking down a street, and he's just basically trying to figure out the theme of his travel. Like the whole vampires in Barcelona thing would be blood, and he figures that this whole thing probably should be family because he's looking into the Caldecots and whatnot. But more so than anything else, it's probably going to be past, like the past. Then we cut to Memphis, Egypt, 2681 BC, where some Egyptian gods are just standing over the pyramids, just blowing people up. And then one says, "I'm getting bored." We'll get back to that in some way. So then we cut to, I assume, modern day, and I also assume England, but genuinely hard to say. And we see two guys talking. One of them is a Caldecott that we've seen before, and it's Dudley Caldecott. And the other one is this mysterious character named Miles. And maybe he's shown up, but I've completely forgotten him. So anyway, they just talk about how they are basically like funding all of this conflict and like war and destruction around the world, and how like, oh, I've been causing famines here, and there's I'm going to bomb this place later, and we're funding this rebel army over here. And as they're doing so, they're just stripping in front of each other, straight down to their birthday suits, until finally they proceed to walk into this room that's bathed in pink light, and they're still just talking about all this bad stuff. And they're like, I don't know, I don't feel exactly bloodthirsty, but I can't remember the word. And then one dude steps up and he's holding this knife on a pillow, and he's like, "Excuse the pun, Sir Caldecots, but I believe you mean cutthroat." And he's like, "Cutthroat, that's the word I was looking for." And then he walks up to this altar, slits the throat of the guy on the altar, and then just walks out and says, like, "I've got a meeting with the Prime Minister." So that happened. Then we get Shade, who is torturing, as far as I can tell, this doubt he has a name. I'm not sure if it actually even says it. But anyway, it's this dude in like a weird... Scarlet Terror. There it is. He's a dude in like a weird, like, stereotypical devil costume, and I guess he's a villain. And he's like, "Shade, aren't you a hero now? You shouldn't be killing me." And it's like, why? Like, I still enjoy killing, just because hero. Like, who cares? And this Irish hero steps up named Silverfin, who I feel like was established in maybe Starman, definitely not here. But he steps up, and basically Scarlet Terror's like, "Silverfin, you're a real hero. You're not going to let him kill me, are you?" And he's like, "Yeah, no, I'm totally going to let him kill you. Like, you totally deserve to die." And so Shade and Silverfin both just agree to kill this dude named Scarlet Terror in horrifying ways. And Silverfin apparently has some weird magic, like Irish magic on his side. Doesn't really explain it that well. But apparently they're old friends, and they get to talking. And Silverfin is doing he's like doing a favor for Shade, I guess is the best way you could say it. It's still a little unclear as to exactly what the favor was, outside of maybe going after Scarlet Terror. I don't know, but it's apparently something about 5 people that he had to go and kill. I feel like I missed the story somewhere, but regardless, Shade's like, "Oh, I don't suppose your magic lets you see the future, can you?" And he's like, "I mean, I know of magic that lets me, but I don't particularly have it on me." He's like, "It's whatever, I may as well just see this on my own." So then we get this whole long sequence of Dudley Caldecott making his way. He hops in a limo. He drives the whole way. He gets to a elevator that is in a bookstore. So obviously it's some secret place that no one's supposed to know that he's going to. He descends in the elevator. He steps out, and we see there's a whole bunch of people all working there. And as soon as Dudley takes a step forward, Shade is just there waiting, and he's killed all the other people in the room. He's like, hello, my boy, my descendant. It's time we had a chat." And Dudley immediately freaks out and starts running away. Shade just keeps popping up in his place. And Dudley's like, "Stay away from me, stay away, you monster." He's like, "Look, the whole reason I haven't killed you right now is because we're family, and I've come to realize that's actually kind of important. So I'm willing to let you explain to me what's going on here." And he pulls like a horn on a statue, and some hired goons showed up with guns. They all come out of the room, and Shade just lops off all their head. And he's like, "Dudley, look, this is getting a little bit stereotypical now. Next thing you're going to tell me you've hired some sort of assassin that's going to take me out." And then ninjas descend from the ceiling. He's like, "Oh, ninjas. Okay, well, still pretty stereotypical there, Dudley." So he takes out all the ninjas, and he goes up to Dudley. He's like, "Dudley, last chance. Talk to me. tell me what's going on. And then Miles steps out and he's like, hi, my name is Miles St. Aubrey, and Dudley and I are a member of the same circle. And Shade's like, what's going on here? And he's like, here's the deal. We are totally all into ancient Egyptian god lore, and therefore we've set up this base directly underneath the British Museum. I bet you didn't know that. So Shade's like, are you serious? You guys are trying, like, you're trying to get into, like, worshipping some old dead gods? And Miles is like, no, that's not at all what we're doing at all. You make it sound so ordinary. Like, we're not part of the Masonic temple or whatever. We're not Masons of the Egyptians that way. No, we've got our own thing. And we have found that these gods aren't dead, and we're not worshiping them. We are controlling them. And you see the god that was blowing everything up at the beginning of the issue is now in this room, and Dudley is screaming out how his powers are gone, and it looks like he's going to... Or no, sorry, that's Shade. My bad. Shade is screaming out how his powers are gone, and he's just weak against this giant Egyptian god that's got him in his hand. So, yeah. Big developments. It's a little bit confusing. I do kind of wish, now that I know we're getting to this point, that we had just a little bit more setup on like Dudley and Miles and stuff like that, because I genuinely can't remember if any of them have been mentioned beforehand. That's on me for spreading this out to the normal release schedule and not going back and rereading, but still, it's I'm a little bit confused as to how much we actually knew about this. If it's just coming up this issue, then it's just a confusing issue, which has its own issues. But I liked it. I think it's setting up a good amount of stuff. The whole Irish hero thing, I feel like was just a pull for maybe fans of the original series. I don't know who that was for, but it came out of nowhere. But no, it's okay. It's fine. It's not blowing my hair back. It's setting up a big threat, I feel like, for these last 3 issues of Shade genuinely doesn't have any... Because Shade's just been overpowered this entire series. Like, he's able to do anything. He can't lose. So now he's actually facing something where he's having a problem. So, yeah, I'm interested at the very least. I'll go ahead and give it a... I'm giving it a 6.5, and that may seem low, but it's mainly just because of confusion. Art-wise, fantastic, looks great. I am sold by the promise of the next issue, but this particular one just has just enough problems to bring it down less than 7.